it was a unanimous victory. In a Motor Trend big test comparison of 6 mid-size sedans, the 2014 Mazda 6 emerged as the vehicle judges would be most likely to buy with their own money. A lot has happened in 2 model years, though, with more than half of that battlefield completely redesigned or refreshed for 2016. Is the updated for 2016 Mazda 6 still a winner for family sedan buyers seeking something special? We drove and track tested a loaded 2016 Mazda 6 GT to find out. Spending more than $33,000 is no longer absurd in the mid-size sedan class, but at that price, Mazda 6 competitors also offer an engine upgrade. The Mazda 6 remains a one-engine car, and that's not really a big loss. With a 6-speed automatic and a 2.5-liter i4 producing 184 HP and 185 lb-ft of torque, it feels quick for a base-engine car. Slam down the accelerator pedal, and after a slight delay, the car comes alive and rewards the driver with a satisfying growl. In our 2014 big test comparison of mid-size sedans, the 2016 Mazda 6's 0 to 30 mph time of 2.7 seconds would have beat every car except one, the 2014 Mazda 6, a test car that wasn't as loaded as our 2016. To 60 mph, the 2016 Mazda 6 takes 7.9 seconds, beating half the cars in that comparison but tying the 2014 Nissan Altima SV, and falling just slightly behind the 2014 Honda Accord Sport 7.5 seconds and the 2014 Mazda 6i Touring 7.7 seconds. On the road, the 2016 Mazda 6 is fun to drive and actually provides some steering feel. There's more weight to the steering than in many mid-size sedans, and you will hear and feel the road from those 19-inch wheels and 225/45 R19 all-season tires. Still, for a vehicle of this class, the satisfying way the car responds to your commands far outweighs any negatives. Plus, those 19-inch wheels really fill out the wheel wells, maximizing the curb appeal of a car that looks good even on the base Model 17s around the Motor Trend Figure 8 course. Our loaded 2016 Mazda 6 test car finished in 27.5 seconds at 0.63 G average, or better than all the moderately equipped 2014 big test cars except the 2014 Accord Sport's 27.0 seconds at 0.65 G average. Surprisingly for a car with an EPA-rated 40 mpg, the Mazda 6 GT's 6-speed auto is responsive. Passing acceleration from 45 to 65 mph takes 4.1 seconds, better than half of our 2014 big test cars' performances but behind the 2014 Accord Sport's 3.7 seconds and one insignificant tenth of a second behind the 2014 Mazda 6 Touring and 2014 Altima SV. Although most automatic transmission Mazda 6s are EPA rated at 26-38 mpg city highway, fuel economy can go as high as an EPA-rated 28-40 mpg thanks to the GT technology package's active grille shutters and IELOOP brake energy regeneration system. This means that the car uses engine braking more often, and I can't say I ever noticed it working. This trim package is the reason the 2016 Nissan Altima will advertise best-in-class mileage with an asterisk, as the low-volume and pricey Mazda 6 GT with the tech package squeaks by the 4-cylinder Nissan by 1 mpg, but falls back to 38 mpg highway without it. Amazingly, there are 3 different ways to let the Mazda 6 know you're ready for more spirited responses, including paddle shifters and a manual gate on the shift stalk. I used the former for engine braking and never needed the latter, because the transmission's sport mode toggle switch makes the car aggressive enough for winding roads. When driven sensibly, only the most sensitive drivers and perhaps a few folks coming out of CVT-equipped Altimas and Accords will notice a very slight lack of smoothness when the car shifts from one gear to another. I spent a year behind the wheel of the Motor Trend long-term 2013 Nissan Altima, a car that was a tad smoother around town but not nearly as sporty as the Mazda. The Mazda is sporty, but can also be considered semi-premium with all the features this refreshed car offers, helping to justify the car's $33,550 as tested price tag are LED headlights that turn around corners, those giant 19-inch wheels, navigation on a 7-inch touchscreen that also has a high-quality controller and knob, an 11-speaker sound system, active safety tech, heated front seats, leather, and Mazda's version of a head-up display. The car also has hands-free keyless access, but we prefer the systems that unlock doors without having to press a button on the door handle, as on the Honda Accord. Offering a head-up display in this class is fantastic, especially since the Mazda6's unit can be viewed with polarized sunglasses. If you're comparing the Mazda against more expensive vehicles, though, know that the head-up display doesn't show info as high up as systems that actually project info onto the windshield instead of a folding plastic panel on top of the instrument cluster gauges, as the Mazda6 does. The system can show navigation directions, speed, and cruise control info, all appreciated, though we look forward to the next generation version offering a sharper display, if that's possible without raising the price too much. New for the 2016 model year is the 7-inch screen, which sits atop a revised center stack. Having that screen at the top of the dash is great for visibility, but we'd like it even better if it tilted a bit toward the driver. Mazda also has some work to do with regard to the infotainment system. It operates well most of the time, and the controller knob feels like it's been taken out of a more expensive car, but the infotainment system malfunctioned twice during our time with the car. This could absolutely be a fluke isolated to our test car, but then again, our long-term 2014 Mazda 3 also had an infotainment issue, as well, experienced on a road trip heading out of Los Angeles. Despite that issue with our test car, we can see how someone who wants a special mid-size sedan with lots of options could be happy with a $33,550 Mazda 6. Still, if you're okay with passing on the GT's tech package and the IELOOP system that bumps fuel economy from 26, 38 mpg to 28, 40 mpg, consider a touring model with both available packages. You'll get the big 19-inch wheels, LED headlights, and most of the same active safety tech as on the loaded GT model. The less efficient touring trim no longer offers navigation, but if you can go without that or the head-up display and deal with leatherette seats instead of the GT's nicely trimmed leather, the MSRP drops by just more than $4,000. If it were my money, I wouldn't get a Mazda 6 without the Smart City brake support. That's optional on the Touring and standard on the GT. With it, the 2016 Mazda 6 is an Insurance Institute for Highway Safety Top Safety Pick Plus. The car was able to prevent a front crash in a 12 mph test, and slowed itself down 24 mph in a 25 mph. The Mazda 6 is also a 5-star rated car in National Highway Safety Traffic Administration testing, but it received a poor rating for the IIHS child seat anchors latch ease of use, down from the Accord's marginal and the Camry's acceptable ratings 2015 models. Those cars, however, don't have the visual appeal of the Mazda 6. And inside, the Mazda is spacious enough, with room under the front seats for the feet of taller rear seat passengers and a soft seat back that's lined with red stitching. Combine the reasonably practical interior with the efficient car's fun-to-drive nature and handful of upscale features, and it looks like Mazda's ready for a new set of big test comparison challengers.